Just announced as a Naismith finalist for National Player of the Year, Ezeigbo, along with Enrique Agumbawale, Sabrina Ionescu, and Megan Gustafson.
It seems like there's more stars this year in the tournament than ever before, Beth. It's really going to be a fun tournament. It's wide open. Can't wait to get this jump ball going.
Home whites for Louisville. And Robert Morris, the Colonials, champions of the NEC in their road blues, trying to get the first ever NCAA tournament win for that conference. Ezeigbo, number 25 in white. They are without Erica Carter, one of their starters, for precautionary reasons. If they win, they hope to have her back for the second round as Durr hits her first shot of the day. Let's take a look at the starting lineups brought to you by Capital One. And the player to watch there is Nneka Ezeigbo, number 33 down low. She's their best player, and here she is with the ball in her hands.
She's had a really outstanding year. Ezeigbo has. Strong player on that left block, likes it on the left block.
There is Ezeigbo.
That's her shot. She likes to go back over her left shoulder and finish with that baby hook. That's a good start for Ezeigbo.
Capital One starting lineup for Louisville, and a bit of a surprise as well. Kylie Shook in the starting lineup instead of Bianca Dunham today.
You see this Robert Morris defense. They're one of the best defensive teams in the country statistically. They're really extending Louisville's offense out beyond that three-point line.
Longtime assistant coach, the associate head coach, Stephanie Norman, actually has coached a game earlier this year. You know, they knew Jeff Walz was going to be suspended for today's game for some detrimental language that he used last year at the Final Four. So they actually had Stephanie coaching a game earlier this year against UT Martin. And there is Jeff Walz. This was just before tip at a watering hole called Sidebar, which is literally right out the side door of the Yum Center. And Jeff is over there. That's his son Jacob with him, and some friends checking out the action. No contact for Jeff with the team until the cooling off period after the game. So if they win, we could see Jeff Walz back in this building scouting our next game, K-State and Michigan.
Yeah, it has to be incredibly hard for him to sit there and watch. I can just speak from experience from a coach. It would be very hard for me to watch my team on TV at this point in the season. But I tell you, he's got 26 years of coaching experience on his bench and his assistant coaches. They know Jeff's system through and through, so I'm sure he has plenty of confidence in what's going to happen today.
And this is a pretty mature group he's got out there. Furing and Durr have been together for the last 4 years. Here is Sam Furing, baseline drive. One of the toughest players you'll find in this tournament, a real scrapper down low.
Not only a scrapper, she's got great size and physical strength right there. There was just no one on Robert Morris right there to step in there and really defend that drive by Furing.
It's a Robert Morris program that prides itself on its defense, so the challenge for them today will be executing and getting good looks. And they're going to call the walk here on Mikasa Robinson. Longtime head coach Sal Biscaglia handed off the reins to his longtime assistant and son Charlie 3 years ago, and all Charlie's done is win the last 3 NEC Coach of the Year honors.
Yeah, this is coaching blood runs far and wide in this family. Charlie was ready for the experience of being the head coach. Did a lot of the recruiting, brought a lot of these players into Robert Morris. Look, Robert Morris, they're the torchbearer for the NEC Conference. They do an outstanding job with their women's basketball program.
Coming in 22-10 on the season. A really strong second half of the year. The lob inside the Shook, broken up by Ezeigbo.
The one thing Louisville was concerned about was the pressure that Robert Morris can put on you in the half court. They play that pack line defense. They get it from Dick Bennett. They play it very well. They turn people over. They cover up gaps, make it very difficult to score off the bounce.
Louisville 3 for 3 to start out this game as Shook scores. Taken away by Shook.
Shook has come in and made a difference on the defensive end today for Louisville. Her size. It's too much Asia Durr right now. She is having her way, whether she's shooting behind the arc or driving it to the rim. Asia Durr showing us why she's the two-time ACC Player of the Year.
Oh, good start for Asia Durr. She's got 7 points already. Two-time ACC Player of the Year, probably on her way to a second All-America honor. And right now, a whole lot of Louisville. They've hit all 4 of their shots, led by Asia, on what is set to be a star-studded day coming your way. Opening round of this NCAA tournament. Kennedy Carter is back from injury. Katie Lou Samuelson is back from injury, so those two could be significant for their teams. And folks, if you haven't had a chance to watch Megan Gustafson yet, she is just fantastic. Down low inside, so is Tierra McCowan, and then of course Sabrina Ionescu. Any night could be a triple-double night for her.
Yeah, it's like I go back to what I said earlier. There's so many more stars. It seems like this year in the tournament, it's going to be fun to watch these athletes perform. But Kennedy Carter, this is the best ball handling guard in the country, bar none. That ball is like a yo-yo connected to her hand on a string, and it's a beautiful thing to watch. But what's so incredible about her is she scores off of her ball handling.
Yeah.
You know, it's not just ball handling to get past the defense. She scores off of it because she's just so good with the ball.
Beth Mullins and Mel Fortner with you on this opening day of the women's tournament on the road to the Final Four in Tampa. Where for the first time in a long time, as they score once again, Tina Evans the feed the Fury.
You see Louisville taking advantage of Robert Morris. They hedge on on-ball screen, so that's just a hard slip by Sam Fury and a beautiful pass for that layup.
They've hit their first 5 shots. I was just about to say, now, for the first time in a long time, there's really no clear-cut super favorite. There are, you look at the top 8 seeds, you think, yeah, they all have a shot.
They have a shot. They actually do, and that's what makes this tournament so compelling this year because of that fact.
Should be a lot of fun, too, in the other spots. We've had a mid-major in the Sweet 16 now 9 years in a row. 2 last year in Central Michigan and Buffalo. As parity continues to spread, there's Asia Durr with a block. Fury with another one.
The sheer size of Louisville, their speed, really creating problems for Robert Morris to find any kind of good looks inside or on the perimeter.
3 blocks now for the Ville.
Yeah, look at Fury. She's just waiting on it. That's not even her man. She's just coming over there. Hey, let me get a piece of that. You see this pressure that Louisville's putting on really full court, just trying to keep their presence always there on Robert Morris, not letting them feel any kind of ease in getting things going offensively.
Foul will be on Isabella Posset as they play today without their head coach Jeff Walls, who was suspended for this first game, directing inappropriate comments and profane language towards committee members and NCAA staff that were seated courtside last year at the national semis, for which Jeff has apologized. And if you spend any time around Coach Walls, that kind of language is definitely a part of his lexicon. And Jeff, they're missing you right now. They're 5 for 5 shooting it.
Well, I thought
Stephanie Norman doing a terrific job.
I thought the interesting thing Jeff said yesterday, look, he's not upset with sure he's upset not being at the game, but he understands, he accepts the responsibility, he knows what he did was not right, and you know, it's not like he's trying to make excuses for him not being here today, so I thought that was really interesting of him to say and spot on.
And in credit to him, and we talked to Stephanie Norman pregame about it, one of the things he has done, he has set up an independent group of women that are out there playing for this team. And he gives a lot of responsibility to his entire coaching staff. I mean, if you're looking for head coaching material, take your pick over there on that bench.
You're right. You're right. Stephanie Norman, a longtime assistant coach. He also has Beth Burns on his staff. And
Sam
she's
Purcell, Sam Williams.
Sam Williams. A lot of experience, a lot of success here at Louisville under Jeff Walz.
They were at the Final Four a year ago and hoping to get back in what would be a 4th trip for them. The road through this region runs through UConn, playing in New England if they make it to the Albany Regional. And that is no easy task to go up to the Northeast and try and knock the Huskies out of the tournament. And we got an offensive foul on the screen on Ozzy Mamadou. Well, the NCAA Women's Championship continues today on ESPN2 with some more matchups for you. Former national champ South Carolina in action. And right here in Louisville, we've got Michigan K-State. Megan Gustafson in Iowa playing at 2 o'clock. And that is a fabulous 5-12 matchup with Marquette, their entire starting 5, 1,000-point scorers, and a Rice team that is on a roll. They've won 21 games in a row.
That matchup caught my attention immediately when I saw it on the bracket. Rice having an outstanding year. 6'9" Nancy Mulkey in the middle.
Erica Ogumake, sister.
You have that fiery player inside. They've had an outstanding season under Tina Langley.
If you're looking for upsets, by the way, you know, on the men's side, they talk a lot about the 5-12 matchup. The women's tournament in recent years has been a lot of 11s over 6s. 14 times in the last 10 years, and 3 times last year on 11 upset a 6 in the first round. On the drive, the floater around and out. And pass it. Louisville usually so good on the finish. And after hitting their first 5 shots, they've now missed 4 in a row.
It's going to be Ozzy Mamadou's second foul right there. Just a little bit over the back. You see how quickly the ball got down the floor and attacking the basket, and that's what Louisville can do so well. They've got a lot of speed on the floor, 1 through 5.
That is Erica Carter, who started 27 games for them this year, a 3-year starter. He was one of their floor generals, out today with a leg injury, just like she was in the ACC championship game. But they do think that she would be ready to go in the second round if they win this game today.
Yeah, we saw her working out yesterday with the trainer, not on the floor with the team, but doing a lot of drills, and she looked very good.
Fearing with the stick back.
But there's that size just making itself known on the offensive boards. You've got to be able to really put physical bodies on these big post players from Louisville if you're Robert Morris. And you see that the misses, and we're seeing Robert Morris get to the basket, get pretty close, some high percentage shots, just not able to drop those, because sometimes in the back of a player's mind, oh my gosh, here's the block coming from behind, in front, I've got the physicality at me.
Just 2 for 10 shooting so far. Both buckets for Ezeigbo, so we have yet to see another Colonial make a shot here in the first quarter. Durr with the push and the pull-up around and out. Dunham swooping in. Asia, got it.
She makes it look so easy. Just such a smooth release from Asia Durr from behind the 3. And really, she doesn't need to think about it. She's such an excellent three-point shooter. If they're going to kick it back out to her, that thing's going up.
Mikasa Robinson will come back in. It's a 14-0 run right here for Louisville.
Just a great offensive rebound, and they know how to find their shooter, and that's Asia Durr, the leader, the shooter from behind the arc. She won't let you down.
Fearing will step up mid-range.
Boy, that is a nice shot from that elbow area by Sam Fearing. Be able to expand her game a little bit farther. Step out there, go shoot that 3. That just makes her more valuable in that next step in her career.
She has come a long way in her 4 years here at Louisville.
You know, she had to take up a lot of slack. Lost Maisha Hines-Allen last year. That's a 2,000-point, 1,000-board player. Tremendous career here at Louisville. So Sam Fuehring now has Bianca Dunham inside, Kylie Shook inside with her, but Sam carries the load.
Jasmine all the way, offensive foul. Ezeigbo was there to take the charge.
Well, there's your Defensive Player of the Year from the Northeast Conference right there. Nneka Ezeigbo, she steps up in a big way. You know, it took her a while to learn how to take those charges. Wouldn't say that's her favorite part of her game. That was a big one right there by Ezeigbo.
And that's the second foul on Jones. She comes out, Lindsay Duval is in. 7.5 minutes now since their last basket. And we are in the final minute of this first quarter. Clock's down to 5. They're going to have to hustle. They get the shot up in time. Louisville can hold for one if they want. And Dana Evans, the ACC Sixth Man of the Year, will slow it down.
You know, you would think that Jeff Walz would just insert Dana Evans into the starting lineup after Erica Carter goes down, but that's not what he did. He brings her off the bench. He brings great energy. Just keep her in her role at that point. And he starts Mikasa Robinson. It works out good for Louisville.
16-0 run here for Louisville to finish up this first quarter.
Yeah, Louisville just clicking on all cylinders right here. Hey, Jeff Walz, I know you're over across the street, but Asia Durr, she's feeling good about it.
The dance underway, folks. Good start for Asia Durr in Louisville. She's got 10 points for the Cardinals. And for Robert Morris, Nneka Ezeigbo has 2 baskets, and that is it. The rest of the team without a bucket. They did not score for the last 8 minutes and 20 seconds, and the #1 seed is comfortably out in front. First round coverage here in Louisville. We are in the Albany region, and we are underway on opening day of this women's NCAA championship. 63 games coming your way on the road to Tampa, and the Final Four and the national championship game. Still to come today, Iowa, Texas A&M, UConn in action tonight, as is Oregon and Mississippi State. And it's a Robert Morris team that has to figure out a way to get some good looks offensively. It has not come easy. Now in their 6th trip to the NCAA tournament, the 4th in 6 years, and unfortunately now it's life in some of these mid-majors that you're going to be a 15 or a 16 seed all the time, and you're going to face one of the best teams in the country in the opening round.
Well, and the one thing you're going to face is a lot of speed and quickness and tremendous size inside. So to me, Robert Morris has got to start looking for perimeter shots. You know, trying to drive and get it to the hole, it's just not going to be there for you. But ball movement and getting the ball, taking those threes, they can be very, they can catch fire from behind the 3 at times. So they've got to be able to pull the trigger when they get it.
It's a definite step up for them. In fact, during the regular season, Iowa was their only Power 5 opponent on the schedule. So coming in here to face the likes of Louisville is something they haven't witnessed in a while. But they are the champions of the Northeast Conference.
3 of the last 4 NCAA tournaments, and it is a competitive conference. I love their conference tournament. It's really fun. I've called it several years, and that championship game is a packed gym. I mean, they love women's basketball. This year they beat St. Francis in the finals, and here they are.
Their depth being challenged right now as well, because they've got 2 starters in some early foul trouble with 2 fouls apiece.
Yeah, 16-2 this year in the Northeast Conference. 31 straight home game wins.
And they're going to be moving into their brand new place next year, the UPMC Event Center. It'll be ready for hoop season.
Yeah, they're super excited about it. 4,000 seats, all the coaches' offices, locker rooms for all the sports. It's going to be a really a beautiful facility.
Home field advantage is about to get even better for them. Esther Castillo, the freshman from Spain, with her first foul. It is a roster heavily laden with international players. 5 foreign countries represented on the team, as well as a little Pittsburgh flair this year with the freshman Posse, who's from Beaver, PA. Fearing. Weak side to Shook. Ezeigbo tracks it down.
Didn't have much lift on that shot by Kylie on that one.
Now the NCAA Wrestling Championships continue tonight in Pittsburgh. Catch the semifinals at 8 Eastern on ESPN, as well as the ESPN app and special multi-mat coverage on ESPN3. Don't forget to visit NCAA.com, the home for all 90 NCAA championships.
Yeah, a little bit too hard on the reach. Right there by Augustin. You know, again, I go back to Robert Morris playing pack line defense. That's a defense. It's man defense, and you're trying to send the ball to the middle of the floor where you have help stepping in, taking away the gaps, forcing teams to have to score outside, you know, over the defense.
Yeah, he's developed a friendship, Coach B has over the years with Tony Bennett and his dad, Dick Bennett. He loves the style of defense that they play. Nina Augustin, by the way, has just picked up her 3rd foul, so their best shooter is now out. And Ike Matsu just missed that attempt. She's their next best shooter. Sophomore from Japan, 53 threes on the year.
You know, right now, it feels like Robert Morris just hasn't quite settled into, again, the speed and quickness, the size of this Louisville team. But yesterday in practice, listening to Sal Biscaglia talk about playing free, play unencumbered. And I haven't seen that Robert Morris team yet.
No.
I see him a little bit timid, a little bit just shy, if you might, at taking the open shots when they get them. But again, trying to control tempo, trying not to give the ball back quickly to Louisville. That's another strategy also.
Well, and now you're trying desperately not to press too much, but 4 points in the first quarter, the fewest that Louisville has allowed an opponent all season long, and they still haven't scored here in the second. We're approaching 12 minutes now without a basket.
Well, and think about that. Those 4 points came from Ezeigbo.
Yep.
She hadn't scored again.
Nope.
So that's a defense locking down on not giving up points to their best player. You know, and I see a Louisville team that's come out, Beth, and has been very focused. They're out here, and you know, these kids love their assistant coaches.
Yeah.
These are people that deal with them on a daily basis with a lot of things off of the basketball court. So they want to please them, make them look good for their head coach.
And I think what gets lost a lot is because Louisville is so good offensively, Jeff is very proud of the fact they were the #1 scoring defense and the #1 field goal percentage defense in the ACC this year. So it's one of those things where, you know, a lot of coaches are starting to use a lot of practice time early in the year to get their offense installed. Let's make sure we can score. And then as the season progresses, let's start working more and more on our defense that we know we're going to need deep into the NCAA tournament.
Well, you've got to play tough, solid defense to win championships. You can score 90 points, but if you're going to give up 95, then you're not going to win. So I like the offensive points that have been put on the board throughout the country. It's been fun to watch.
Oh, great.
Really high-scoring teams.
Good TV, yep.
But you're seeing good defense go along with that. Look at Mississippi State. They can lock you down defensively, but they can put 90 on the board too. Notre Dame, same thing. I mean, it just go on down the list of these top 8, 9 teams in the country.
Those teams, you throw in a Baylor.
Oh, yeah.
You throw in an Oregon. I mean, they can score from all 5 spots on the floor.
Yeah, very versatile players. Back to Baylor, Kalani Brown. With a 6'7", she can still extend you out to 15, 16 feet.
Lady Bears, the overall #1 seed in the tournament this year. They're in the Greensboro region. As Kim Mulkey's bunch looks for their 3rd national championship. Dunham rebounds in a crowd and puts it up and in.
That's a strong play right there by Dunham. She goes up in between 2-3 blue jerseys and goes right back up for the score. She had some big shoes to fill when Maisha Hines-Allen left for the WNBA.
Adams on the drive, and the drought continues.
Again, Louisville doing a good job not fouling as Robert Morris continues to try to attack the basket.
Asia Durr for 3, and she's got 15 already.
Was that surprising? Asia Durr for 3? We've heard it all year long, and we're seeing it again.
You could keep your eye on if you want to look for an upset possibly today. Belmont loves to shoot the 3. Rice Marquette could be fabulous. And, of course, Buffalo, Felicia Leggett-Jack's team was in the Sweet 16 a year ago. And Rutgers will be without head coach C. Vivian Stringer today.
They're in another kind of like this Louisville situation right now, but they've got a much tougher opponent. And Buffalo and Sierra Dillard, once again, just leading Buffalo to that 10 seed. But those are 3 games right there that should be fun to watch. South Carolina sometimes struggles guarding the 3-point line. And Belmont, they make 10 a game. That's a lot of 3. So if they're making 10, they're putting up a lot. They're putting up about 30. So South Carolina really going to have to be outside that arc contesting those shots.
That is not at South Carolina, by the way, because the men's tournament is in Columbia. They had to move those games up to Charlotte. So I'm sure the South Carolina fans still made the trek on up there.
You know they are. They love Dawn Staley. They love that basketball team. They will be out in full force in Charlotte.
They got a chance to do some damage this year, and then they have a fabulous recruiting class coming in next year.
They do. Dawn Staley garnered the #1 class in the country.
It has been all #1 seeded Louisville so far today. The lowest point total in a first half in NCAA tournament history is 8 points. Robert Morris has yet to score here in the second quarter. And Nneka Ezeigbo is the only player with a bucket, and there they get one down low from Ozzy Mamadou.
Really nice job by Mamadou to make the play, the kind of the up and under with the shot fake, giving her that wide open layup.
Terrific dish, Durr to Dunham.
I love watching Asia Durr play. She's smooth, she's confident, she doesn't force things. Everything looks so easy to her. Averages 3 assists a game, so she's not just the scorer, she involves her teammates as much as possible.
This could be a huge confidence booster for her too. She hadn't been shooting the 3 real well the last couple of weeks, but she's 3 for 3 from downtown today. 15 points, a couple of boards and an assist. And a foul with some free throws coming.
Well, Mamadou working really hard in there. You see the little curl play that Robert Morris is running, giving Louisville a little bit of problems guarding that because it's allowing the pass to the post player who they're curling off of. I like that little play right there.
Mamadou 62%, the sophomore from London.
And Mamadou, another player that brings some size for Robert Morris inside. Also the ability to rebound and just bring that physicality to the post.
Players from England, Japan, Finland, Spain, Canada.
They had 2 tremendous players from Greece in the last few years. Stamalampro. I love saying that name, Stamalampro.
Dunham, no. Shook offensive rebound. Breakaway here, and the lay-in is good from Villaflor.
What a great hustle right there to get that ball, and maybe a mistake on Dana Evans' part to try to save it from being a backcourt violation. Probably better off just letting it go out of bounds.
And the drive, knocked away.
A little bit of spark right now, Robert Morris. You feel them heating up, playing with a little more bounce in their step right now. You know, at some point, players just go, hey, enough of this.
Yeah.
Enough of this. Let's just play.
You've scored 6 of the last 8 points here.
So right now, see the save by Evans, and really it becomes an assist for Villaflor right there for the layup. And those are those little plays that bring energy to your team. Those are hustle plays right there, just not giving up on something.
Robbins for Shook, filling the line.
Nice. That was really nice by Shook to follow the play, to run the floor. And that's one thing you're always going to see Louisville do. Their bigs are going to run the floor and be rewarded on the other end.
Trap. Through ball is good from Villaflor.
She brought in a little spark now. Villaflor, she's one of those ones that right now she had that rundown layup and now scores here, bringing that spark for the Colonials.
5 minutes now this first half. Top-seeded Louisville looking strong. Second chance opportunity there for the Colonials.
You know, it just seems like when Robert Moore started controlling tempo, trying to run some offense, and right now they're just picking up the pace.
Yep.
You know, it's like let's just play. Let's get up and down right now and play, and it seems to be working much better for them. I mean, there comes a point in time when, yes, you have to control tempo a little more, especially against a team of Louisville's caliber. But they've got a little energy on them right inside of them right now. It's too bad that halftime's coming. I'm sure Sal might want to keep playing.
Ezeigbo will check back in for Robert Morris.
Good job by Mamadou. She really did a nice job scoring some points, getting to the free throw line.
Dunham picks it out to Jessica Limley. Right back into Dunham, and the foul on Ezeigbo.
Good patience by Louisville right there. Ended up being a little three-man game at the end. Kick it in, kick it out, repost.
First on Ezeigbo, but that will put Louisville into the bonus. Couple of shots coming up.
Be interesting to know what Jeff Walls is thinking right now. You know, I'm sure he loved it when the score was at Robert Morris with 4, but now they're giving up some points right now, so he's probably not real happy defensively what Louisville's allowing to happen.
He's watching from a restaurant right next door to the arena. Sitting out a 1-game suspension. An 11-5 run right now for the Colonials. Shot clock is off. Robbins taken away. scramble for the loose ball, and we got a foul coming up against Louisville.
There he is over here. Look, he's taking notes. He's drawing up plays. He can't wait to talk to somebody about what he sees.
That was 10 minutes ago over at sidebar.
You know, he just can't. He can't shut it down.
Can't stop coaching. No contact with the team, but he's over there getting ready for what might be a trip to the second round. It's in that first half of play.
Yeah, that sounds like that's got to be some kind of record right there.
Team that were the regular season co-champs in the ACC with Notre Dame. And then the Irish beat them in the ACC tournament final. And a lot of folks think that is why Notre Dame got the overall 1 seed in Chicago, and Louisville got the number 1 seed over UConn in Albany. Connecticut, a 2 seed. They'll be in action coming up later tonight against Towson.
Yeah, the 2 injuries suffered in that championship game. 20 minutes before the game started, Erica Carter cannot play, and then Furing goes down with the ankle injury. So tough to beat Notre Dame when 2 of your better players are on the bench.
Furing now is 6 for 6 in the ball game. She had 10 in the first half. Asia Durr with 15.
Yeah, I like the shot right there by Okamoto. I mean, you've got to take that shot. That is a shot that is, even though it's quicker in the shot clock, it's wide open. See if you can knock down those threes.
Jasmine Jones grabs the rebound to keep it alive and then was falling out of bounds, had to drop it off to the Robert Morris play. Ikemitsu on the drive. Shook is there to board.
Again, you drive in there if you're Robert Morris. There's just so much size that you've got to combat to be able to score.
Trying to get a touch for Asia Durr. Here she is, the back-to-back ACC Player of the Year. Strong drive to the left side of the rim for Asia.
Well, that looked really easy for Asia. She got past the defender so easily and then finishes with her left hand. As a left-handed shooter, that's her side of the floor.
She gets to open up our star-studded opening day of this tournament. Still to come, the Big Ten Player of the Year, Megan Gustafson for Iowa, Sophie Cunningham, Kennedy Carter, Nafisa Collier for Connecticut. They're part of the night shift, along with Sabrina Ionescu from Oregon and Tiara McCowan from Mississippi State.
Yep, the 3 goes down for Ikemitsu right there, and that's where Robert Morris just has to be a little more free with taking the open perimeter shot. I like the hard hedge that they bring on an on-ball screen. They do not let the ball turn a corner like Louisville's unable to really get into the middle of the floor. Yeah, nice left hand right there for Asia Durr. Strong finish. That's too easy.
Over 2,400 points. That is 5th best all time in ACC history.
Yeah, she's the 2nd all-time leading scorer here for the Louisville Cardinals.
Behind Angel McCautry.
Yeah, she was a good one. She could light it up. Still is.
She got them to a Final Four. Can Asia Durr get them to 2 Final Fours and go back-to-back? That's the goal this year. Asia has almost matched the Robert Morris point total. They have 18. She has 17. This is what she did against the top 25. 24 PPG.
What does that tell you right there, Beth?
Gamer.
That's right.
Gamer.
The bigger the game, the bigger her game. I like that.
Yeah, she is beloved by her teammates, and in fact, talking to Jeff Walls at practice yesterday, said if there's one thing he'd like to see is for her to hunt her shots even more and get after her teammates to hold them to a higher standard. That's a leadership ability that doesn't often come easily to women of this age. And
yeah,
they're going to need that from her in the postseason run here.
You're right. If you're going to win a national championship, if that's your goal, that the leaders have to step up and hold their teammates accountable. And it's not like you're just chewing them out. It's kind of an encouraging thing, but it also has a strong tone behind the message that get the job done. Let's go. And nobody can send a stronger message than the leaders of your team, like an Ezeigbo. More so even than Jeff Walz can.
Going to get a foul there on the help defense from Shook. Well, the road to the Frozen Four ice is up on Sunday at 7 Eastern. It's the NCAA Men's Ice Hockey Selection Special on ESPNU and the ESPN app. Visit NCAA.com. It's your home for all 90 NCAA championships. Kylie Shook has just picked up her 3rd personal foul. And she will come out. Dunham will check back in. As Stephanie Norman continues, the associate head coach is their acting head coach today. With a one-game suspension for Jeff Walz, should be back for the next round. Dina Evans fouled on the drive.
Louisville's such a tough team in transition. When they want to run, they can be very fleet of foot down the floor, and they're looking for them. That's why it's always so much fun to watch them play, like a Notre Dame, who also can push get the ball down the floor so quickly.
First one's good from Dana. There's Coach Norman.
You know she had to be a little nervous before this game.
Oh yeah.
You're coaching in a one-and-done game. It's the very opening game of the NCAA tournament. You know there was a few nerves.
She's well prepared. She's got some note cards with her on that bench as they get the turnover here, and Durr gives it back.
Yeah, that's one of those unforced turnovers that you don't want to see, but it was an excellent steal on the part of Ezeigbo. But they hand it right back to Robert Morris. I like the pressure they're putting on, not wanting Robert Morris to get comfortable in any sense in this 3rd quarter.
Continue to work on some things that they might need in the next round. Winner of this one will face the winner of Michigan and Kansas State coming up.
Jasmine Jones got over and took the charge right there. A little help. Gets the charge, creates the turnover by Robert Morris. I like the defensive intensity Louisville's bringing right now, because you just referred to it a minute ago. It's not just about this game. If you have intentions of moving on and really winning and getting back to the Final Four, you've got to continue to get better and work on things even at this point in time in the season. Be consistent about your effort and what you're doing defensively.
Durr with the fade, got it.
How easy does that look? It's just so, she floats up off the ground, a little bit of fade on the shot to avoid the contest, and nothing but net.
We watch Coach Norman.
Now we've seen Ezeigbo do this twice now in the 3rd quarter, go over her left shoulder. She likes that with the finishing with the little baby hook right there. It's a nice look for her.
46-23, the top seed Louisville in front. Now it's been a good run for the ACC the last couple of years. Of course, the national champs last year with Notre Dame. 8 bids last year, 8 more this year, and the Irish and Louisville both #1 seeds. 5 ACC teams are hosting games in the 1st and 2nd round.
Yeah, wrong. And now you add a Clemson to the group. Came out of nowhere, didn't they, with the hiring of Amanda Butler leading that team to the NCAA tournament. They haven't seen it since, I think it was 2002 was their last appearance.
Louisville and Notre Dame, so is NC State and Miami and Syracuse. All have first and second round games. Blocked by Jones. Tiptoeing down the sideline, but stepped out.
Good hustle play right there, but you see the length of Jasmine Jones again, blocking the perimeter shot. Right here, she even took the fake, but was able to come back because of that length, and that's been the bothersome part of this Louisville team for Robert Morris today. You have Louisville 5 blocks on the day. And there's Charlie Bascaya. Earlier in the game, I referred to him as Sal. That's his dad, Sal, who coached at Robert Morris very successfully. Charlie is the coach, and now 3 years head coaching stint when Sal sat down.
Named his son after his dad.
Sasso.
Sasso, yeah.
5.5 months at home with Sal's wife, Rosalind. A little under the weather. Like to say hello to them. I love the name Sasso. It's cute.
As a mid-major player myself, never had a chance to play in the tournament, but when you talk to, programs like Robert Morris, obviously the games rarely go the way you would hope, but you're a champion, you're French champion. The week leading up, celebrating your season, getting yourself ready to play in the NCAA tournament, something you will take with you your entire life. And you may probably forget the score, but you're going to remember your teammates and your coaching staff and the good times you had in the build-up for this moment.
Yeah, I totally agree with you. And I go back to the 3 years I called the NEC Championship. 2 years at Robert Morris, 1 at St. Mary's. It was one of the most exciting environments I've been in when I've called a game. Just the fan base, the support, the excitement when the game was over and cutting down the nets. It was just, everyone was just very into it, friendly, and just really enjoyed that. And I tell you, again, about Sal, who is retired. You're out.
Or Pac-12, it's not easy to stay at the top of these other conferences either.
You're right.
And they do it year in and year out.
You're exactly right. They do it with strong recruiting. They've got some ties overseas in Europe. They've got some Canadian ties, and they're able to take advantage of that, but also to get some hometown flair.
We're going to see Michigan K-State coming up, and Kim Barnes-Arico, who used at St. John's and would play often against UConn and Gino Aramo, was telling us about a conversation she had with Gino. It's one thing to get to the top or get to where you're a Sweet 16 type of team. It's a whole nother ball game to try and stay there and be consistent year in and year out.
It is, because everybody's recruiting the same type of players that level, that help you get to that level. And that is a very competitive part of Division I coaching.
Sam Furing is now 8 for 8 in the ball game, folks.
How about the 3 she just knocked down right there again? Growth in her game to be able to extend it behind the arc has been really good.
Double-double with 17 and 10. And it's a real credit to this coaching staff and the preparation that starts from day one with Jeff Walz to get these players ready. Even though he's not with them today, they have not skipped a beat at all.
Yeah, Asia Durge foul. call right there. I'm not quite sure I saw that.
Final 2 minutes of this third quarter. Underway on opening day of the NCAA tournament. Very first game on the road to the women's Final Four, and up and in from Dana Evans.
Yeah, there comes the energy right there that Dana Evans brings to you off of the Louisville bench. She's so fast, very fast with the ball in her hands. That's why Jeff Walz likes to bring her off of the bench, because she brings that pop that coaches love.
Durham missed the lane, but we've got a foul on the floor.
Look at the speed right here. She's so quick with the ball in her hands, and she knows where she's going. She's going straight to the rack, and you just can't stop it.
She's only played 10 minutes today, has been in foul trouble throughout. Louisville now enjoying its largest lead of the day. They've scored the last 8 points. Ezeigbo will return. She was a nice spark for them in the first half.
She was. She provided an excellent spark. Along with Villaflor, I thought that those two really upped the tempo for Robert Moore, which they needed to desperately at that point. Had gotten on the board today. That's the second leading scorer for Robert Moore. She's hadn't gotten on track.
6th block of the game for Louisville. Head up, Robbins. Dish. Furing, 9 for 9.
Louisville, and that brings the crowd to their feet right there. You love to see teams playing unselfish right there. So right here, the ball gets going on the break. And yep, I'm going to give it up, and Furing's going to finish, no problem.
Going up, never coming down.
The Michigan Wolverines, they've got next as the 8th seed gets ready to take on K-State. Allie Thome, Nicole Munger, Amy Dilk.
That's the Big Girl and Munger show. You know, sounds like a TV show. That's what they go by, Big Girl.
Take on a Wildcat team led by Kayla Goff and Peyton Williams. Should be a terrific 8-9 matchup coming up next here in Louisville. You can also see Mercer, Iowa, Belmont, South Carolina, and Rice, Marquette.
How about Peyton with K-State? The only Power 5 player that plays volleyball and basketball.
Ooh.
And she's excellent in both.
Final shot of this third quarter, got it! Evans for 3!
Well, that's taking it right down to the wire. Coming through in a huge way. Evans right there uses every bit of that shot clock and gets the 3 to fall. Yeah, Louisville, what did they do today? They just came across and finished on a 14-0 run in the third quarter. Yep. Where's Jeff Walz?
5 natties, Connecticut finishing off the 4-peat, and then South Carolina in 2017. Last year, Notre Dame on buzzer beaters in the semis and the final from Arike Ogunbowale.
Can it get any better than last year's Final Four?
I don't think so.
Unbelievable.
Not that we can't try.
Right. I mean, exciting players in this tournament. So
well, it was a late shot, right? Mississippi State that doomed Louisville last year in the semis. So that has turned into the motto for Louisville, one more. As in one more of everything, including one more win. And that's going to take one bound, one more hustle play, one more rep in the weight room to get one more win so that this year they are playing in the national championship game and not a step short. 3 is good for Natalie Villaflor, the freshman out of Ashburn, Virginia.
Really has done a nice job at the offense. Patient right there, then reverse it to a wide open Villaflor, who's not afraid to shoot the ball. I like the energy she's brought her team today.
Dunham on the nice feed from Dana Evans.
You see in this fourth quarter, at this time of the year, rest is important. Whether you got rest for your players during your conference tournament, whether you're getting it for them during the NCAA tournament. But I don't know if we'll see Fuehring or Durr back on the floor today. Yeah, Villaflor, just beautiful shot right there, and that's something that Robert Morris is very capable of doing.
There you go, Natalie.
Well, it was just really nice play by Robert Morris. He had a splitting of a
building for next year. She came in only a 19% shooter with 7 triples on the season, and she's got a couple here in this fourth quarter.
Yeah, playing a lot of minutes also. She's already sitting at about 17 minutes. What she averages about 14, 13, or 14.
They're going to have just about everybody coming back next year. They got a good crop of returnees.
Yeah, they'll be right in the hunt for another championship in that Northeast Conference, which they are year in and year out. Got a couple of recruits, I think, coming from that'll team.
Robbins 3, and then another offensive rebound. That's taken away.
Nice dig-in help by that defense.
Off the mark from Carrasco, and it will go back to Louisville. Cardinals 29-3. Lost to Notre Dame in the regular season, and the ACC tournament lost to Miami. They do have a win against UConn. That was here at the Yum Center. Triple there from Evans. That ended a 17-game losing skid against UConn. Just going to throw that out there in the event that those two run into each other again. Potential matchup in the region final for the top 2 seeds in the Albany region. Of course, they're very familiar with one another from their days together in the Big East. Let's go back to that Evans triple.
Yeah, again, Dana Evans is really feeling good, but I love the inside out that Louisville does. It really makes the defense collapse, leaving Evans wide open for an uncontested 3, and she makes him pay. You know, if it does get to the point in Albany where UConn and Louisville match up as the 1 and 2 seed in this region, what a battle that will be.
Whew. A lot of folks think if you got to go up there and play them, this might not be a bad year. We're not sure how healthy Katie Lou Samuelson is going to be. We do understand she's available. She'll be returning for Connecticut.
And UConn suffered some losses this year that are uncharacteristic over the last 5 or 6 years. We're just not used to seeing that. makes them probably a little bit more vulnerable to other losses, and maybe they come in the NCAA tournament.
Of course, having said that, Connecticut has been to 11 straight Final Fours, and since they won their first national championship in 1995, they are 67-1 in NCAA tournament games played in New England. We're counting Albany as New England.
Yeah,
/ Northeast. Where their fans can drive.
Where they can drive, and they are very good about driving. They're not afraid to buy their tickets early.
No, early and often. Hey, the D1 Men's Championship continues today on CBS, TBS, TNT, and True TV. For more information on game times and listings, go to ncaa.com. Oh, by the way, the Louisville men did stumble yesterday to Richard Pitino and Minnesota. And oh, by the way, the only team that went up and beat UConn in New England was an ACC school, the Duke Blue Devils, in 2006 in Bridgeport.
You are just a plethora of information today.
You know what? When you're hopped up on pain meds and you can't sleep, you got a lot of extra time to do stuff like that.
Do some studying and reading and remembering.
We're excited. This should be a fantastic 8-9 game coming up next year.
It will be.
Michigan, K-State. Winner will face this Louisville team.
Two teams that both finished fourth in their conferences. Big 12, Big 10. And K-State plays a zone that really gives teams fits. And it will be interesting to watch Michigan figure out how to attack it.
Reach in foul there on Louisville. 67-31, the top seeds rolling on opening day of the women's tournament.
The NCAA Women's Championship is presented by Capital One. What's in your wallet?
Oh, give us some Darby Maggard, Maria. We want to see her. Nobody's been better today, though, than Sam Furing. In fact, too shy of the NCAA tournament record, although I don't think we're going to see... Wait! Oh, no, she's going back to the bench. She's 9 for 9 today. The record is Tiara McCowan and Terry Carmichael with 11 field goals without a miss, but a double-double for Furing.
You know, and don't forget this. Sam Furing hit a 3. She hit a 16-footer, so those all weren't just in the paint, easy, high-percentage shots. She really made them pay. Tiara McCowan got hers last year against NC State. That's a load inside, Tiara McCowan.
Oh, yeah.
That is, 11 straight for McCowan is not a stretch, night in and night out.
It's going to be a handful for Southern. The SWAC, like the NEC here, Robert Morris, they're the only two conferences that don't have an NCAA tournament win under their belt, and that'll be a tough task against McCowan and Mississippi State, who could possibly be set up for a rematch with Oregon. You know, they went out to Eugene and lost in December, and they are the top 2 seeds in the Portland region this year.
And Oregon really shut down McCowan. Yeah. She only had 5 field goal attempts in that game. And that is something that cannot happen, obviously, again, if they want to beat Oregon. But what is so impressive to me about Tiara McCowan right now, at 6'7", Vic Schaefer has her playing in a full-court, man-to-man press, denying her man. 6'7", she's up denying her man, up 94 feet away from the basket. Some people would say that's the craziest thing they've ever seen, but it works. She will steal passes.
Crazy good.
It's fun to watch, actually.
The floor couldn't get that one to go. Approaching 3 minutes to play, and the 1 seed looking good.
Robert Morris ranks really 23rd in the country in forcing 20 turnovers a game. Today they forced 15 against Louisville. They've got to feel good about that. That's good defense, solid.
Yep. Hey, every team's goal is to make it to Tampa Bay, where coverage of the Women's Final Four begins Friday, April 5th at 6:30 Eastern with the pregame show on ESPN2 and your ESPN app. Last year, all 4 number 1s made it to the Final Four. Will that be the case again? Baylor, the overall number 1, winners of 23 games in a row. Defending champion Notre Dame, Louisville, and the SEC champs Mississippi State. It's the first time in 13 years that Connecticut is not a number 1. They're the 2 seed in Albany.
Yeah, suffering some losses in the non-conference that kept him out of that number 1 seed.
The numbers can be staggering at times. I mean, it's 11 straight Final Fours for the Huskies. The last team to beat them in the region final was Sylvia Fowles' LSU team out in Fresno, California.
Let's talk about Louisville's defense today, because they've had a pretty good day on that end of the floor. They're holding Robert Morris to a season low for an opponent at 22% right now.
Dunham trying to back down inside. And a foul going to be called on the rebound. It'll be on Mikasa Robinson. So moving forward for Louisville now, your nice hand here for Dana Evans as she departs. You're going to have Jeff Walls back on the sideline, and you're going to have Erica Carter probably off the sideline and on the court and back at full strength for Louisville.
Well, I'm sure everybody in this arena that's wearing red and is a Louisville fan is very happy to know that that's going to happen. And it will be interesting to see how Erica Carter comes back, because that's to get on the floor playing in a game after going through the injury. That's different than just going through drills on the floor, maybe a little bit of practice here and there. I mean, actually competing, time and score, officials and all that makes it much different for a player coming off an injury.
Well, here's what's coming up tonight at 6 Eastern on SportsCenter. More tournament reaction and analysis. Zion making his Duke debut on the men's side, and key NFL deals this week. All coming your way on SportsCenter. Boy, big moves for teams like the Raiders and the Browns this offseason, and the Jets, Jets.
The Jets needed to make moves.
All those teams did, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's time for them to get back in the game and be a player.
Little Le'Veon Bell to go with Sam Darnold.
That's going to help.
Odell Beckham Jr. to the Browns. Antonio Brown to the Raiders.
I love Odell Beckham going to the Browns. Hooking up with Baker Mayfield there. I think Mayfield is an exciting player. Makes you want to watch the Browns play.
We're in the final minute of this one. Career high, by the way, for Natalie Villaflor today. 13 points now as Ezeigbo commits her 4th foul. Congratulations to Robert Morris on a fabulous season and another NEC Conference Championship, another trip to the NCAA tournament. Their season will come to an end here, 22-11. For Coach B, Charlie Biscaglia, the 3-time reigning Coach of the Year in that conference, and just about everybody back to make another run at it next year.
How impressive is that? You take over the head coaching job, and in your first 3 years, you are Coach of the Year every year.
And moving into their beautiful new facility next year as well.
I think it just speaks straight to his ability to really teach the game of basketball, get the most out of his players. So congratulations to Robert Morris for being in the NCAA tournament.
69-34, Louisville advancing to the second round over Robert Morris, and another win for Stephanie Norman. Jeff Walls will be back for round 2 for the Cardinals.
Impressive day for Sam Furing and Asia Durr.